Joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show to kick off hour number 3 was the man who I think I had third on my list of the most impressive performances of week number 2. And I'm not just saying that because he's listening to me introduce him right now, but also not saying that either because he's on my fantasy team that I need a huge week from him for. Brian Robinson Jr. of the Washington Commanders here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Brian?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
No pressure. I need a big week. I got to have it. Brian. I got to have it.
I understand, man.
How often do you hear that sort of stuff from people, Brian?
Pretty often nowadays. Now, I guess I didn't pay much attention to it last year, but I'm starting to hear a lot more about it now.
Okay. Well, I got to be honest with you, and again, this might not be professional. You have to pay attention to this. You have to focus on this sort of thing. You got to. Okay?
I got to focus on performing also.
Well, I mean, it's a win-win is what I'm saying. You win, I win. I win, you win. You know what I'm saying? It's all together. Tell that to Rivera. Actually, no. Tell that to Bieniemy. He'll understand. You tell that to Eric Bieniemy. Rich Eisen says, I've got to get the ball for his fantasy team. Will you please do that for me, Brian? Will you please?
He probably get on me dirty about that. Like, hey, look, I know how EB is, man. He gonna be like, I know you ain't coming to talk to me about no fantasy right now.
Is that the way it would go?
I'm pretty sure it probably go a lot more like worse than that. I'm trying to be professional.
Understood. There is a family audience that is listening and watching us right now, Brian, and I greatly appreciate that. And honestly, when that whole stuff about Eric Bieniemy came out, if you will, during training camp at the end, saying maybe some players on Washington's roster might not be taking his coaching or his hard coaching too well, I thought to myself, it cannot be the guy that was coached by Nick Saban. That cannot be that guy, right, Brian?
Definitely not. Me personally, I never was a guy who complained about, his coaching style. That was even before we really even got a chance to even know, more about him. We were just kind of getting to know him, which we still are kind of getting to know him now. So I'm not sure who made those comments. And, like you said, I played under Saban. I played under a bunch of different coaches under Saban and his staff. So, pretty familiar style with his coaching, very, very hard. That's something I appreciate, though, because it just made me better.
Well, I mean, and I was familiar with it, too, Brian, because years ago, way back when you were probably in high school in Tuscaloosa, or even before that, getting ready to do your thing on a football field, we had a feature on NFL Game Day Morning on NFL Network, and I watched him coach Adrian Peterson hard in a way that I was kind of shocked. Like, this is when Adrian Peterson was doing the, Adrian Peterson stuff. So I think he saves a special bit of oomph for the running backs. How does he coach you? What can you give me as a for instance, Brian?
He holds me very accountable. Probably, maybe more accountable than anybody on that field, and he just makes sure I pay attention to all the details. Just perform and do everything he needs me to do to be a great all around back. And I appreciate everything he's instilled in me for real. Because it's done nothing but just help me, just add more and more to my game and just, build confidence in, the certain things that, he believes in that I can do and just give me the opportunity to go out and show it. So, and I came to him and I asked him, I was like, you did coach, AP in his prime. And he said, yeah. And I'm like, it just give me a perspective on, what type of guy he is, what type of guys he coached. And, I just had to understand that, he's been here, he's coached some of the best guys. And, I just gotta, take it.
So you have obviously, and you've taken it and you ran with it. You also caught it. You had a terrific game in Denver. How did you approach that game in a way that you think might be repeatable, if not just this week, but for the rest of the season, Brian?
I just approached that game like I approach any game, like just hard nose. We didn't start off fast. We started off very, very slow. And which we had, kind of did this the first week versus Arizona. We started off very, very slow. And, I just had one of those second half stints where, I was counted on, coach put the ball in my hands and, it was, critical times for me and my offense, just make plays. And, that's what I had to do, So really just going into this game, I plan, I want to start faster, start out the game faster and, end the game strong as well.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.